everyone, welcome back to Our Liberty House. It's Beth today, and I'm here to give you kind of a mini garden tour of our front yard garden build. And there's actually a little bit of chance of rain today, so I want to get our second garden bed planted before this rain comes. So it's me and my daughter Nora. She's playing around with the tripod right now, and we'll just get going. So I really didn't have any plans to plant in any of these other beds except for the garlic this winter. I wanted to just wait and prep for the spring plant, but once I got these garden beds assembled, we just decided let's just fill them up with dirt and plant some stuff in them just to look nice. So that's what we're doing today. In Zone 9B, Sacramento, California, it's a little bit late right now to actually plant and get a fall harvest because once those temperatures drop to the 30s and 40s, nothing's going to be able to grow and really be successful. So what I opted to do in this bed is just some plants that will look nice throughout the winter. So I did some different winter flowers, some different lettuces. I did plant some cauliflower, but I'm not expecting those to really grow and thrive until it gets warm again come February. Got done just in time. It's just starting to sprinkle. But look how cute! I'm so happy I did this. It looks so good, and the best part of the front yard garden is you can look at it from your windows. So I came back the next day once it kind of stopped raining. There's a little break in the rain. And this isn't super pressing, but I really wanted to just get the irrigation set up. So when we do get a longer break in the rain, it's just going to be all ready to go because I'm notoriously bad at remembering to water every day. So hooking up our garden beds to irrigation is a must. Okay, so to connect this PVC to the black tubing, I'm basically just going to give this an elbow, ideally just below. Okay, the struggles of gardening with a toddler. Okay, so this is my first time really doing this. Lucas normally is the one that does all of our irrigation work, but he's a lot busier right now than I am, so I'm going to give it a whirl. But it's actually pretty easy concept. It's just kind of doing it and getting more comfortable with it. So don't come at me. I know I'm probably not doing this perfectly. I probably shouldn't be doing this right over the garden beds. And ideally you would do this maybe before you plant and put all of your soil in, but I failed to do that. So here we are. If you've been following us for a little while, you've seen that we had trenched all of throughout the garden, basically stubbed up from our mainline irrigation, stubbed up into each garden bed. And we're gonna be hooking into basically the drip line, the micro drip. So right now I am converting that stub up into an elbow that's right, below or right above the soil line, right below the top of the garden bed. And then I'm gonna be connecting this little piece that will hook into the black mainline tubing. And from there we'll be able to connect in a shut-off valve for each garden bed. And we hadn't had this in the past for any of our past houses, past gardens. So I'm really excited to be able to manually adjust each garden bed, turning it on and off, because they're currently all on one zone. So when you turn on that section, it's turning on all of them. So this on-off valve at each bed is just going to be a total game changer and really awesome. So since I have all this plumbing stuff out, I just decided let's just do all of these beds and be better this time and do them before we fill them with our organic garden soil. It's a new day and more chores and more things to do here in the garden. We've been busy just trying to casually fill up the beds, at least this bottom half of these beds, with random organic waste that we have around the house. It's a great time because all of the leaves are falling, so we're getting a lot of organic waste from that. And we're actually putting a lot of our kitchen scraps, like we would in our compost bin, into these garden beds because why not? But Lucas went and picked up a load of compost from a just like local bulk soil company. And we actually prefer to do it this way. A, it saves us a lot of money from compared to like buying bagged soil. And B, it's just, we think it's way better for the environment because we're avoiding all of that plastic. So if you have the means, I really encourage you to buy bulk soil, and usually you can even get it delivered. And then I found I had a seed packet of fava beans, so I just went ahead and planted them. It's a great time to plant these because they can tolerate the cold temps and they're really good for your soil health. Hey Lucas, what are we doing today?
Moving some mulch, trying to get our front yard covered, with all the rain, keep it from being a muddy mess. So, fun day and lots of wheelbarrow loads.
Why is the mulch steaming?
Well, it's composting itself. We got all that rain after they dropped it off, and now it's composting. Somebody stopped by last night and asked if it was on fire, so I got to explain composting to them at the front door at 9 o'clock at night.
How hot's the pile?
It is almost 140 degrees right now.
Woo-wee! What's the outside temp?
I think it's like 54.
So I guess that's why it's steaming. So we did the chip drop through our county. It's actually, I guess, through the chip drop program, and that hooks you up with local arborists and gives you a free drop of mulch. Basically, you don't always know what you're gonna get, but you should expect to get a lot. So curious, Luke, what do you think about the experience?
They say it takes like 1 to 2 weeks, and they dropped it off in like 48 hours. It's definitely from some like mixed trees, so trying to use all of the one color so it doesn't look terribly off, but I think it's great. It's free. It probably saved us like $600 to $800 with buying mulch, and it's pretty fine. So I think it'll make a great weed barrier as well. So it's free. It's not dyed, and it'll keep the weeds down.
As you can see, we've been really busy in the garden over the last few weeks, but during this winter, we're really just trying to take it nice and slow, getting a few things done here and there. But today I just wanted to hop back on since it's been a couple weeks since we did all of that. I just wanted to give you a little update as to how everything's looking and what our future looking plans are. So first up is our garlic bed. I still haven't gotten around to actually hooking up the irrigation, but it is on my short list of things to do. So today I'm going to be actually watering this and hopefully doing that. And then I do want to layer a little bit of straw on here too, just to make sure this is all tucked in nice and neat. Over here in Nora's bed, we just transplanted a whole bunch of strawberries that were in some of our pots. And strawberries are super easy to transplant because they will put out these like runners, like this one that actually hasn't rooted. And I just kind of set them in here because eventually those will root and become this type of, I guess, I don't know what you call it, but yeah, so I just threw that down, and hopefully by spring we'll get some nice yummy strawberries. Here's the bed that we planted all those fava beans. I haven't seen anything come up here yet either, which is to be expected. But I'm also going to, when I go get some straw for the garlic bed, I'm gonna lay some straw on this bed too. Here's that bed we planted all of those lettuces and flowers in, and honestly, they're looking pretty good. I'm really happy with how they have taken the transplant, and it doesn't look like anything's really eating them. I'm happy for that. The only thing that is really a pest right now is the neighborhood cat that likes to get in here every once in a while. And then these last two beds that we've put together, we haven't put soil in these yet. We've actually just been using them as compost. So you can see a lot of the leaves that have been falling, we've been putting in here. A lot of like the random sticks that came out of the free mulch that we got, we've been putting in here. And then even just like organic kitchen scraps we've been throwing in here and just kind of treating it like our compost for now. But eventually we will be filling this up with some compost. Same with this bed, just a little bit lower. So that is something to come. And then I was thinking, because we have a whole bunch of leaves still around the side of our house, so I might put together another one of the new beds just so we have a spot to put some of those leaves and they can break down and compost. And then of course too, you can see that there's a big old section that we didn't mulch yet, and we need to because there's weeds coming up, but I still have to get in here and pull all of these rocks up. So I just have a small layer to do right through here, and then the rocks get thicker because I haven't picked or pulled any of these up yet either, but that's on my to-do list as well, is to finish pulling this up so then we can kind of start mapping out, you know, where we're going to put in some flowers and things like that for the spring. So that's it for today's video. Thanks again for giving us a watch. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and start a conversation down in the comments. I would love to hear how your garden's doing and if you have any thoughts or suggestions as we throw ours together. So we'll see you next time. Bye.